going by at least 5:45, 6ish.
Facebook.
Hi, Facebook.
Hi, Facebook. And then, and then I take my kids to school every morning. Yeah. Woohoo!
I gotta find my kids late start schools. I don't want to wake up.
Oh no.
Homeschool.
You'll be up. You'll be up anyway, because those kids, they don't know what mornings are for. They don't realize mornings are for sleeping. You will be woken up at 5:30 in the morning with that kid bouncing on your bed. That's what happens. And if they're not up and bouncing on their bed, that means they're getting into something somewhere in your house, and you'll hear it and you'll wake up. And you'll literally jump out of bed and go running into the other room to find out what they're doing.
All right.
All right.
Say when.
When?
5, 4, 3, 2.
The show for hip nerds with a love for everything geek. Collectibles, sports, fashion, and of course food. What? They may have lost a few 100 pounds, but they'll always be fat to me. What? No, that's fat with a PH. This is Beyond the Routine with Chris, Jones, and some guy named Dave.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, everyone. We are Beyond the Routine.
I am Chris.
I am Jones.
Hey, I'm Dave.
You know, I'm going to make a petition to bring something back.
What?
Nothing.
Some guy named Dave?
No, I want Jones to start doing the pickup line things again.
Oh, that was
And
good.
we're the show that asks.
Yes.
And then in a smooth, debonair voice, Jones will add bad.
It wasn't
pickup
always
lines.
pickup lines. It was just some kind of random sentence, right? It was sometimes it was pickup lines.
A lot of times it was pickup
like
lines.
pickup
though.
lines,
It was
but
pretty,
yeah, it was good.
you're right.
It was a good one.
Yeah.
Should we bring that back?
I think you should.
We can do that. All right, who we got? We got what up, Jessica? Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. Mr. Brandon says hi, Stoles.
What up, Brandon?
All right. So as anybody that follows our Facebook page has seen, we've made an announcement. We don't do it very often, but every once in a while, you'll see an announcement.
Is it official?
Stoles is gone. He's pissed. Did I make him mad?
What'd you do?
Did I make him mad?
What's he doing?
I made him mad.
Oh my God!
He's trying to sell all my pops for me.
Is he?
Anyway, so the announcement is, we really like interaction with our listeners, like Mr. Brad that just joined. What up, B-Rad? And we love the comments they make as we're talking through the show and talking about things. We love comments. There was a really good one. This is what gave me the idea.
Okay.
You weren't here,
No, I wasn't.
but last week we were talking about the Tide Pod debacle. And Stoles was willing to eat Tide Pods for money.
No.
Yes, he was. He was.
Really?
And Julie was very much against this.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
And then
I'm with
and she
Julie.
left the comment on this.
I'm with Julie.
How about I punch you in the Tide Pod? Is what she said. And I was like, amazing. So that is an example of the kinds of comments
like
that will
it.
get picked to win comment of the day for the show.
That's awesome.
And as I've said, the winner will be picked at the end of the show.
Uh-huh.
We will draw something from behind us here randomly.
Back here?
Randomly,
All this
random
stuff.
value.
I want to win those Legos. Can I win?
Not necessarily everything is up for grabs, but certain things. So we'll grab something, and we'll give that away to the best comment. We'll vote on it at the end of the show. Let somebody know, and then we'll arrange delivery for you off the air. So
Ooh, the intern manager has joined.
what up, Jesse?
All right,
Whoa.
we're ready to start the show now.
Do you need to reiterate the prize and the contest going on for everybody?
Do we want to tell them what the first prize is or no?
No, we're gonna leave it a surprise.
Oh, it's a surprise.
yeah. So again, we'll just kind of randomly announce it.
Okay.
Prize for best comment.
Prize
That's
for
what we're
best
doing.
comment.
Prize for the best comment announced at the end of the show after all comments are reviewed.
All right.
Okay, so let's get into our first segment that we love to do. It's one of our favorites.
Unlike our show hosts, info moves fast these days. That's why we want to rehash all the stuff we couldn't process in the moment. It's Week in Review with Chris and Jones.
We can review.
Jessica said she's glad you're back, Dave.
Aw, thanks, Jessica.
I think everyone's glad. Oddly enough, Tam hasn't watched the last two shows, so she shows up.
We'll know something.
She's gonna have
is
some
up, won't we?
splaining to do.
Lucy, you'll have some splaining to do.
Jones, you know what launched this week?
What launched this week, Stoles?
The world's richest man in history launched his new grocery store, his cashless grocery store.
Mr. Bezos?
Mr. Bezos, yes. The cashless store of the future opened this week.
Is he really the richest man in history?
Yes.
Yes.
We went over
That
that.
was
Someone didn't listen.
He wasn't here.
I wasn't here.
Someone didn't listen.
You should be tuning in
Yeah,
live, though.
yeah.
I
You're
was
not
in the
downloading the
most
show?
magical place on earth.
At 11 p.m. It was closed.
Well, I was asleep
Hey,
because I
actually,
went back to the hotel and crashed every day.
you know, we actually screwed up on the order of things here, Jones.
Are we supposed to do?
I started doing tech news.
We're
Sorry.
doing weekend review here.
So let's hold off on what
Weekend
I was going to
review.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
started
was
tech
like,
news.
where's he going with this? But okay.
I didn't do anything fun. I watched Den of Thieves yesterday. It was an okay movie.
That the one with Gerard Butler?
It is.
Okay.
And Gerard Butler, I'm not sure. I'm assuming that they kind of made him look roughed up for the role. He's supposed to be this haggard detective. That
Right.
kinda has but he looked hit up in the thing. And they did the smart thing, which is whenever you have Curtis Jackson, a.k.a. 50 Cent,
50.
in your show,
Cent,
you
yes.
want to limit his lines as much as possible because the man talks like he has rocks in his mouth. He raps like he has rocks in his mouth too. And granted, he did get shot in the jaw when he was younger, so you can't give him too much gruff about it. But he had like 3 lines in the whole movie.
Let me ask you something. While we're talking about talking like you have rocks in your mouth, does your teenage daughter mumble when she talks?
Dude, my teenage daughter.
Mine doesn't.
Okay, so Yana only lets her hair down when she's around us. Like, if you come over, she's quiet and reserved. But like when it's like me and Julie, she'll like she talks like man and dude and bro. Like she says bro more than anyone I know. Like bro this, bro that. Yeah. But she does mumble an awfully lot.
Yeah, see, Allie starts talking, and I'm like, I'm not that old. I know I'm not that hard of hearing. My daughter literally talks like the teacher from Charlie Brown. I'm like, are you what? And I look at Tamla and I'm like, well, no, you're harder hearing than I am, so never mind. And I look at Parker and I'm like, he's like, I don't know. I don't know what he said. I got nothing. I'm like, okay, it's not just me. So yeah. All right. Dennis, no, I did see the preview for that. I was, I don't know, any Gerard Butler movies. I kind of got a man crush on him. Got to be honest.
Oh yeah, I do.
I got a man crush on Gerard Butler. So.
Have you seen the trailer to that movie?
Yeah.
They made it seem like the cops are corrupt, like in the trailer.
It kind of has that vibe just because he's like, we don't arrest people, right?
Yeah,
Like we
yeah.
don't.
That was the one scene where it seemed like it. The whole rest of them, they're straight above board cops.
Wow.
They advertised it a little weird.
That is kind of weird.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Oh, and we've got some other people saying their daughters as well talk like they have rocks in their mouths. So.
And Purvis said that he put in 50 cent and got $1 back. So
Heyo, don't hate the fitty. All right, so basically, what we did well, and Stoles, and like I said, I think he's just saving it for me. But the LAN party, we had a LAN party this weekend. Dave was not there. Graphics intern, we hosted the annual New Year's LAN party here for the 2018
Snowmageddon
season. Yeah, and it was essentially Snowmageddon for this LAN party, right? So a lot of people didn't show for that reason. They just didn't want to risk the snow, driving in the snow. But I, of course, was up early, getting stuff done, getting things ready. I bring a lot of the food for the LAN party, so I was getting all that ready. And I have to clear my walks, right? It's just, you have to do it. Families might be leaving for the day, at some point. Yep. So,
and you have a big walk, a tiny driveway, but you're a corner house, so you have a
long sidewalk. And so I have a nice snowblower. Thanks, Mom. I may or may not have absconded it from my mom's house. Okay. And
triple word score with the absconded,
right? Huge. So I just went all Trump on that one.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Huge.
I have a huge vocabulary. My vocabulary is huge.
Huge.
So I'm like ready at 7 a.m. to go out and snowball the walks.
Okay.
Tam's sitting on the couch, like just out of bed, sitting on the couch drinking coffee, and she just gives me this look like,
if you do this, I will kill you.
not me per se, like she will kill me, but she's like,
What time is it?
7 a.m. She's like, you're the reason the neighbors will hate us if you do that.
Wow.
And I'm like, really? They're going to have a problem with me getting out there at 7 a.m.? And she's like, yeah, we don't want to be that neighbor. And she's
I
like,
don't think 7 a.m.'s too early.
and I'm like, okay.
You're now the one
I'm
who does
the
this?
one, right?
Yeah,
So
this is good.
It's now switching from
This
her
is
to me,
good,
apparently.
the role.
And then I found out what really it was. She wasn't concerned about the neighbor. She's all, plus, you'll wake up our daughter. And I'm like, you're afraid of Allie. I get it. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. now.
It's a Jurassic Park T-Rex situation.
Yeah, so she's like, don't poke the bear. Don't poke the bear. So it's 7 a.m. Is that too early in your opinion to go out and snowblow?
On a Saturday?
On a Saturday?
Yes,
7 a.m.
absolutely.
So is 8 a better etiquette? Because that's what I did.
I don't think
waited
7
till-
a.m.'s too early.
I waited till 8. But
I would say at
in
least
my
8,
defense,
between 8 and 9.
it's 7:15. I'm listening. I'm like, son of a.
There's someone out there with a
Somebody's
snowblower.
out there with a snowblower. Okay, and so I go out, and sure enough, neighbor kitty corner from me has snowblowed his driveway and is doing some of the other neighbors' driveways and things. He's a nice guy like that. And so I get up, start up, get mine all cleared, and I just when I get going on the snowblower, I like it so much, I just keep going down the sidewalk. I do mine, I do like the next 3 houses, and basically my rule is I'll keep going until there's a car in the way. Because a lot of houses in my neighborhood, like mine, have 0 driveway.
Right.
So when the people park in their driveway, their car hangs over the sidewalk, right? So I'll just keep going until I get to there, right? And I turn around and come back and everything else, and I had it mentioned to me at some point when I was telling people what I was doing that is incourteous.
What? Discourteous?
Discourteous, uncourteous, incourteous, whatever you want to call it. It was not
do someone's driveway?
to
Or do someone's walk?
clear somebody's walk because you're throwing the snow into their yard, and they may not like that because they may want the pristine snow look in their yard.
Who told you this?
What?
Right? So seemed odd to me. I'm like, okay, I've never had complaints, but then again, I don't know that
I guess
it
you could always point the thing out to the road.
right, just always point it out to the
Yeah,
road. So
yeah.
is there an etiquette for that? I don't know. Maybe I've been doing it wrong the whole time.
No.
When I go down this side, I blow it this way. When I come back this way, I blow it that way. It's just how
Yeah,
how
it
it's
just
done.
faces the same
Whatever.
direction
Yeah.
either way, right? Yeah.
I've never heard that.
I've never heard that.
The
either.
only snowblower thing etiquette that I have in my house is my next door neighbor runs a landscaping business, and so when it snows, he goes out in the middle of the night and he's out for 18 hours straight clearing snow for with his plows. And the only thing is I won't snowblow my driveway if I see he's home the next morning after that. I'll wait until because he's sleeping,
Right.
essentially, and I don't want
So maybe what you need to do is you need to ask your neighbor for me. Is it faux pas when you're clearing somebody's driveway and or sidewalk to blow the snow into their yard?
I seriously doubt it. I'll ask him though.
I have never heard that.
Who
before
would
in my
want
life.
like a?
Could you blow it the other way though?
You could.
You could.
blow it
It's
either way.
definitely possible.
Yeah,
I
you
would-
can turn that. You can turn
little
the
thing.
thing.
What,
turns
what,
either
you,
way.
what you basically have to do is if you think ahead and you stay on the far side of the sidewalk and blow out towards the street, and then when I turn around and come back, I just blow out towards the street as well, right? So that way I'm not going.
Little thing has a handle on it. you
Yeah, I can
crank it
turn,
one
and
way.
it's doable. I just don't think about it because I'm doing the nice thing. I'm clearing people's sidewalks, whatever. And so yeah, I thought that was weird. So I just kind of wanted to get a general opinion of.
I think you should send your daughter around and knocking on every single door
At 7
with a
a.m.
questionnaire of what do you think is proper etiquette.
And when I
snowblowing.
said to this person, I'm like,
Oh, Jessica's an early lead with the stop snowblowing people.
stop snowblowing people.
Phrasing.
She's up there phrasing.
Way to
Or
go, Jessica.
or when I did my Trump impression, she said that I was going to punch them in the you know what.
Oh.
But on that same note, I was talking to said person about this, and I said, if somebody had a problem, they'd just say, hey, we appreciate you, but
What your neighbors seem to do.
right,
Plenty of.
and then this person said, oh no, our neighbors are afraid of you.
Wait a minute. Is this person Tam?
No, it's not Tam, but it's a neighbor in my neighborhood, and they said the neighbors are afraid of me.
Afraid of you?
Of me. I went, no, they're afraid of my little feisty wife. That's who they're
Well,
afraid
I
of.
see, yeah.
Because they show up at the door and she just starts dropping F-bombs and everything else. And, no, it was afraid of me. They would never confront me about something. So, yeah, I don't know.
Well, now you don't have to do it.
That's what I said. I was like, all right.
Why are your neighbors?
My neighbor cleared my walks. So I was trying to come here
I
to
love
set
it
up for
when
the
my
land.
neighbor. Well, I love it when my neighbor clears my
And I didn't do the walks at all because I was trying to set up for the land. And then my neighbor went and cleared my walks. And I'm a corner house too, so it was quite an undertaking.
I don't have a snowblower either, so when I have to get out there and do it, it's shovel.
Well, you're more manly than
Well,
me, Joe.
that and I have a 22-year-old son that I sent out to do it for me.
Oh, hey-o.
That's what that's for.
That's what that's all about.
Yeah.
Well, Dave,
Yes.
you've got big news for your week in review.
I do. I've been gone for a couple weeks. I have been at Disney World, and I ran a marathon. Check this
Florida?
out. 26.2 miles.
So a full marathon.
Yeah, this is a full marathon.
Dave, how many hours were you running / jogging /
Just shy of 5.
fast
4
walking?
hours and 58 minutes.
That's right. 4 hours and 58 minutes
Was
and
that
33 seconds.
So you didn't do the stop and take pictures then?
I did. Actually, I stopped like 5 times.
Really?
I stopped
Do
and
they
took
count that
pictures.
against your time when you
Oh
do
yeah,
that?
yeah,
Really?
Yeah, they count your time from the moment you. So you have a bib, right? That has
Right.
a strip in it, one of the RFIDs. And when you cross the start line, your time starts, and when you cross the finish line, your time ends.
Okay.
And that's your net time. And mine was 4 hours and 58 minutes from crossing the start line to crossing the finish
Did you
line.
lose any clothes?
No, but oh my gosh. If I had a dump truck, I could have filled the dump truck like 5 times with clothes that people discard along the way.
I heard because it started early in the morning,
Very cold.
and then it's Florida.
Yep.
So
it warms up.
It warmed up, so.
So people discarded clothes left and right. When the first 5 miles, there's just clothes everywhere.
Oh, now that is a front
boy.
winner right there.
Brandon moves into the lead with awesome. Someone finally doing a marathon that isn't Netflix.
Yes!
I'm trying to decide if that's a stab against us, because that's still awesome regardless.
That was great.
Good.
That's
it's
right.
good.
Someone's been talking to Pete.
26.2 miles. No, it was good. It was a lot of fun. I had a good time. So, yeah.
And see, this is what's funny.
Did you have
is-
to stop and poop?
No.
Did you have to
I
stop
was-
and pee?
No.
You didn't pee
really
for 5 hours?
Pee for 5 hours? Really?
You sweat a lot.
So yeah, I guess that's how.
So you
know
sweat out
that-
all your pee?
You sweat out all your pee.
Did you have to pee as soon as you were done?
About an hour later. But I downed like 3 bottles of water and 2 Gatorades. And then, an hour later I had to pee.
I'm so proud
That's
of
really
you guys
something
do
I
that.
wanted
That's
to
so
share
cool.
about this whole experience. But thank
Was
you.
the peeing?
That's what I wanted to share. Yes.
Nice.
So, so there were some really funny parts, right? So number one, when you first got there, the buses drop you off at this one area where you check in your bag if you need to check a bag, and then you have to walk to the start line. And the start line, no lie, was like a mile away.
Whoa.
So you have to walk all the way down and around and back. I had already, by the time I got to my corral where you start, I had already walked almost 3,000 steps.
Wow.
In the morning. So it was crazy. I mean, really long way to get to the start line. Then the start line, there's 25,000 people
How
lined
much
up
does
at the
each
start
corral
line.
hold?
About 2,000. Well, the first corral holds about 2,500.
So essentially, your cattle.
The second, oh yeah.
It's just
big time.
cattle.
You are packed in there. And
Herd.
they just cram you into these corrals. It's horrible.
Wow.
I was in corral letter F. So, the race started. The actual first group got to go at 5:30 in the morning.
A got to
Yeah,
go.
A
at
got to
5:30.
go. I didn't get to cross the start line until almost 6 a.m. So 30 minutes after the race started is when I actually got to start.
Okay.
So it was. I mean, it's really interesting. But so that was crazy in the first place. So, obviously, I hit my record for steps for a day though. I hit over 60,000 steps.
You got a new badge for that, too, didn't
I
you?
did.
That's
yeah,
impressive.
yeah.
I saw that and I was just like, man, I don't think I've seen anybody else do that.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a
Yeah.
lot of steps.
60,000 is a lot of steps for a day.
So that was fun. And then along the way, there's characters you can take your picture with. There was the big dragon that they had in the parade.
Okay.
So I got my picture taken with that. I got my picture taken with a few other things. Jesse stopped more often than I did, just because some of them I was like, I don't even know what that is. Why am I stopping for that? Let's just keep going. And then I also get in a zone. When I start running, I zone, and so I don't want to stop, even if it's cool. I don't want to stop. Like there was this one mule they had to the side that says 0 horses left. It had a sign saying 0 horsepower left or something like that, and it's a mule, and you could go take your picture. with
Okay.
it. It was funny. It was in Animal Kingdom.
Do people have signs and stuff?
Oh yeah, there were
Cheering
people.
you on.
Were there
Eric
any
was
funny
there.
signs?
Yeah, Eric, our the gadget intern was there, and he cheered us on, and was there, and I high fived him.
Oh my God.
It's good. What?
What? Did you say something about a patty?
What?
Oh, the I get it. Okay, never mind. Brad comments that he'd eat a Dave patty. This is about you being cattle in your corral.
Oh,
Hey.
Brad.
Brad wants to slaughter you.
And Jessica's not so sure about that because she's like, Brad, anything you need to tell me?
That's right. That's getting a little okay. Moving on.
Let's move on.
Moving on. So that was fun. The funniest thing actually happened when Jesse arrived back at the hotel. So I had been at the hotel now for like an hour and a half. I finished like an hour and a half ahead of Jesse. I'm back at the hotel. I've already showered. I'm actually took a couple Advil just to make sure that the swelling stayed down on the knees.
Right.
And took a little nap. And then Jesse knocked on the door, and we thought it was housekeeping. So we're like, "Go away! We don't need anything." you know. And
we don't want
he's
mix on
sitting there.
pillow.
He's like, "Let me in." So Eric wouldn't let him in, and then he was hurting. His legs were really sore, and so he climbed into the tub. He drew a cold bath, and climbed into the tub. And he's sitting there and goes, "I don't think this is going to be cold enough. Will you somebody go get me some ice?" So I grabbed the trash can, the big trash can. And I went down the hall and filled the whole trash can up with ice, and dumped ice on top of Jesse's legs in the
that's
the
a little
tub.
chilly.
Yeah, and he's still in his shorts and his shirt. So
Okay, I was going to ask you to clarify that.
No. Just clarify. He's still dressed in his running clothes.
I put a bunch of ice right in his lap.
I think I did that twice. I dumped 2 things of ice on it. It was really funny. And I took a picture of it. It's hilarious. So
good time had by all, though.
Oh yeah, and then 7 days in Disney World and 4 days in
Universal
Studios, both parks at Universal Studios. So that was a lot of fun.
And you got your butterbeer?
Oh, butterbeered it up big time, absolutely. Oh yeah, I think the first day we were there, I had like 7 butterbeers.
Well, when you run 26.2 miles, you don't have to count calories.
At least for a couple days. That's right. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's just kind of like your body is a furnace at that point, burning everything you're putting into
Yeah,
it.
until you get to like the 5th day and you realize that you're starting to gain weight again. That's never good. That's when you start going, "Oh boy, time to eat the salads." Yeah,
I've
it's
hit a
not
slope.
good.
It's scary that way, though, right? Like anytime you're like, "Oh, I'm burning a lot of calories, okay, I eat what I want." But then if you only stop and like calculate what you're putting into your body, like 7 butterbeers, that's probably easily
couple
like,
thousand calories,
right? Like 3,000
Oh,
maybe.
yeah.
For that. So it's crazy.
Yeah, but it was a lot of fun. We had a great time, and Disney World is hands down is amazing. Epcot Center is absolutely beautiful and fun. And we had an arts festival going on when we were there. So they had all the food booths out, and they had the art things out. It was great.
Very cool.
And the next update on the we like to go to vacation together and run around Disney is when will that be? In June?
No, that's September. We're going to Paris.
For Paris Disney.
Yeah, we're going to Paris.
I heard the intern manager might be making a trip without you.
Yes, he is headed back to Disney World in April.
Yes.
To run the Dark Side, the Star
Solo?
Wars Dark Side race again.
Yep.
Solo.
He's going solo,
He's
huh?
going solo.
Wow.
Right
hey,
before
what's
Han
up,
Solo
Claudia?
comes
Thanks
out,
for
too.
joining. Just to let you know, we have a little contest going on as we posted about best comment. Best comment left, we vote at the end of the show, and best comment wins a special randomly chosen prize from one of the amazing things that's behind us somewhere in the wall of
So for those
toys.
that didn't see it, that's the
there's Dave's
the
medal.
you get 26.2 miles.
And this is the 25th year, so it's kind of special. In that
it was
way.
a 25th anniversary of the race. So there were actually about 70 people there that had run in every marathon.
Oh, wow.
And they got special recognition and everything.
Really?
Yeah,
Because they'd been in every one.
They had been at all 25.
I would assume most of them were probably locals, right?
So is it
Yes.
just
locals and
is it Disney as a whole that's doing away with marathons for the time being, or is it just Disneyland?
Just Disneyland, because
Okay.
they're doing a whole big construction
Right,
project there with
the Marvel,
the new
Marvel Avengers World, whatever.
yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And the Avengers World, and then the new hotel.
Okay.
They're building a new hotel, and so
Gotcha.
they've stopped all Run Disney stuff at Disneyland.
Okay.
But Disney World, Disney Paris, that's all staying.
Now,
They're still running.
what other Disney? Isn't there like a Disney Japan?
There is a Disney Japan.
Are you going to go run in Disney Japan?
As far
Is
as
that-
I don't know if there's any races there. I'd have to find out.
There's a Disney Hong Kong and a Disney Shanghai.
I know. We should go to both.
China is the only country
You wanna-
that has 2 Disney.
You want to
Well,
go?
I mean, America has 2 Disneys as well.
Oh. Disney World.
To Disney World.
Gotcha.
So yeah, good stuff.
Oh, Jessica really trying for this one. Compare that medal to Chris's Special Olympics medal.
I do have a Special Olympics medal. Do you know about that?
You have a special.
I'm a bronze medalist in the Special Olympics. I don't know if you realize that. I mean, I don't want to rub it in your face because
I'm pretty impressed. I'm telling you what, I'm impressed.
I really have. I have a bronze medal in the Special Olympics.
Good stuff.
Marty,
There you go.
Megan,
There you go.
thank you for joining.
Good times.
Leave us your best comments, and we vote them at the end of the show to give you a prize. All right, let's move to tech news. What do you say?
Oh, I got something
Wahoo.
for tech news.
Just in case you forgot, they're nerds before anything else. And just like you, they love technology. It's time for tech news.
The world's richest man opened a new grocery store this year or this week.
That sounds like deja vu.
Yes, it is a little deja vu. So we talked about this previously on the Routine. The cashless store that was going to be opening for Amazon. You basically just walk in, get a bag, grab what you want, walk out. And it uses cutting-edge automation for a no-line shopping method. The greatest thing about this is it opened this week in Seattle, and there was a line out the door to go in a lineless grocery store. Which, I mean, we're talking a line down the block of people that wanted to shop in this. And one of those people just happened to be the first shoplifter. So that's
No
right.
way.
A New
Really?
New York Times reporter got an early look to test the robot's metal. METTLE. What's that mean?
Like fortitude. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
So and he promptly discovered that his Amazon account was charged for 4 of the 5 items that he bought, but he got away with a yogurt. So he's the first person to shoplift at the
Shoplift 50 cents. Congratulations. And not 50 cent. That's 50 cents value of yogurt.
Yes, exactly. So it's a Siggy's, which of course the brand got in on the Twitter thing and said, "Don't worry, this one's on us."
That's not 50 cents. It's like $1.29.
Ooh.
Though, yeah, they're
Expensive
high
yogurt.
class.
Yeah. High class yogurt.
Everything
That's
in
not the
this
cheapy
store
stuff.
is pretty high class. It's very much like Whole Foods, and so, yep. Well, obviously, some of the bugs need to be.
Worked. Well,
You
we
worked out.
all knew that wasn't possible, right? There was no way that you're going to be able to walk out and be able to recognize
So
everything.
my
you got.
question is, so let's say you walk out next to somebody, right? And they charge us 4 out of 5 things out of your bag. But what about the 5th thing in the
Yeah,
bag?
did that
actually
yogurt
get-
end up on somebody else's
That's what I wonder.
receipt?
Did it
How do
end
we
up
know?
on
Yeah.
somebody else's? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. It didn't really go into the technology behind this because it looks like they're just normal bags you put it in. It's nothing special, just a normal canvas bag.
Nice.
I'm
I
not
want
sure.
to know. Inquiring people want to know.
Jones, I did notice that this is somewhere we could go on our trip.
Oh,
Is it close enough?
to Seattle.
It's in Seattle,
Oh, nice.
Seattle.
so it's got to be
How
close.
far outside? How far outside?
Everett
Seattle?
is like right next to Seattle. It's up against it.
Very cool. Yeah, we'll have to check that out.
Make sure you guys install your Amazon app.
Yeah, you do have to have the Amazon app in order for it to work. What do you got, Jones?
You want me to go?
Yes.
All right. So everybody's, when Windows 10 was first announced and first came out, and everybody's freaking out about, oh my God, it tells Microsoft everything about me. Well, do you want to see what it's truly sending, Windows 10? What it's sending to Microsoft? Well, there's an app for that.
I knew that.
Right, and the next big update for Windows 10 will be even more transparent about what it collects. So following the publication last year of the data collected by Windows 10 built-in telemetry and diagnostic tracking, Microsoft today announced that the next major Windows 10 update, due out around March or April of this year, will support a new app, the Windows Diagnostic Data Viewer, that will allow Windows users to browse and inspect the data that the system has collected. Which, technically, this data is available anyways. Now
That's
they're just
actually kind of cool.
now they're just giving you a
a
special app for it, right?
Yeah.
So Windows 10 has 2 settings for its data collection, basic and full. The documentation last year described that all the data collected in the basic setting, but only gave a broad outline of the kind of things that the full setting collected. The new app will show users precisely what the full setting entails in a comparison with what would be sent with the basic setting. So you're getting a comparison between the two. You set it to basic, here's what you're going to get. You set it to full, here's what you're going to get. So the utility of the app will tend to vary depending on the data that's being inspected. The presentation is low level, so straightforward reading and interpretation will remain limited. As the specification from last year, the new tool is a step forward in the openness, but arguably not really addressing any of the data collection complaints that Windows 10 has generated. The reaction we've seen consistently in comment threads, emails, Twitter, and beyond is not so much a concern over what Microsoft is collecting, but rather the mere fact that Microsoft is collecting the data. So, can't make everybody happy, but I'm actually kind of excited for this, and I hope they kind of don't just stop at the desktop OSs. I hope they put some more transparency to the new server OSs as well.
Absolutely. They need to do it across all of their platforms,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, so
I think
that's
that's great, though.
that's what we have to look forward to with the next update for Windows 10, folks. You got anything else in tech news, Stoles?
I do, and I had to have you go there because for some reason when I click on my Google link, it doesn't work. But mine is about the solar market. So Trump came out with some.
He's huge.
He is huge. Huge.
He's huge in the solar market.
Yeah, not so much, but he came out this week, and the president approved a 4-year tariff starting off at 30%. That's kind of a big blow to the solar market. Basically, any panels that are manufactured outside the United States will be subsequent to a 30% additional 30% tariff when they come into the United States. And since most of this stuff is made in China, most of it is made in Malaysia. 36% of it is made in Malaysia. 8% of it is made in China. So, needless to say, the solar market or the solar industry responded, saying that this is basically to cost 26,000 jobs, and they're not too happy about it.
Wow.
Steven, comments?
So previously, actually, U.S. already had double duty on any Chinese-made solar panel.
He said duty.
Solar panel and solar cells originated from China. This was U.S. Protectionary measure to prevent Chinese vendors from lowballing and cutting into the market. So protecting homegrown business.
Okay.
But because of that, a lot of Chinese companies shifted their production as well, and they will do also a certain routing method where they'll make the product look like it's not from China anymore by going to Singapore, Malaysia, or Thailand, some of these Southeast nations,
And shipping it from there.
and shipping it from there.
Gotcha.
And so Trump basically essentially is taking a step further and making sure that everywhere other than the U.S. is subject to a steep
Tariff.
tariff.
Gotcha. That makes sense. I mean, I think it's a bad idea, but it makes sense.
I mean, these jobs aren't going to come back. I mean, we should be embracing the solar industry, right? It's an emerging industry, and it is the future. I mean, renewable energy is the future.
Yeah, yes, renewable energy is the future.
But-
we have to go
well-
there. But you're right.
My beef with the whole solar industry in general is it's still right now. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
It doesn't make sense right now because solar is still too expensive. On average, to do convert a household to a solar panel, costs $25,000 to $30,000.
Yep, I looked into it.
And most people nowadays don't stay in their home long enough for that to pay off on itself. So you're essentially installing a solar panel system to benefit the next owner.
Right.
So who in their right mind will want to do it except people who have lots of money and just don't care?
Or people that are duped into it. I feel like a lot of those solar panels are people that got a hard sell.
Right, they'll be like, oh, 0 interest for 10 years, and you only pay the difference in you basically ended up paying as much as you pay now until it's paid off.
And then by the time it's paid off, it's an obsolete system that needs batteries replaced and everything else.
And so, see, if you want the solar industry, solar panels is supposed to help the environment. Okay, help us be energy independent and whatnot. Why make it so expensive? Why then now create this 30% tariff? So instead of everybody seeing maybe a decrease in the cost of solar over time, we might all of a sudden see an increase of cost of solar.
I mean, this is the same. You think this guy cares about the environment? This is the same guy that says climate change is not real and it's a hoax perpetrated by the Chinese.
Global warming isn't real.
Okay, it's not called global warming anymore.
But that's what he said. isn't
Climate
real.
change.
Global warming isn't real.
Just saying. Just saying.
You're right. Trump doesn't care.
No, and
It's
what he's
short-sighted.
doing, he's trying to look out for American interests, but the fact is he's actually just hurting Americans. It's not.
We were
it's
talking
not
about
doing
this
what he
before
is.
the show. It's like he's talking about we're going to get these jobs back from China. A lot of these jobs that went to China went voluntarily. I don't think that we want. Correct me. I don't want to be making shoes. Do you want to make shoes?
It's my goal in life to make shoes.
be a
for the rest
cobbler?
of my- absolutely.
Oh my God,
That's what I want
that'd
to
be
be
so great. Like if your
tell you
face really
what.
lit up, you're like, yes, I do want to make shoes.
Well, and here the problem is though is here's the argument, right? The people that think they know everything and what everybody is best for everybody else would say an argument to that is sure, but I would rather have people people that aren't doing anything now, collecting money from the government on welfare and everything else, making shoes. So
You think those people are going to make
right.
shoes?
No, that's the whole that's the whole point, right? Is it's like no, you could offer them a job that pays them well, and if it's not paying them more than what the government's paying them, they're not going to get a job. That's just how it is.
Some people are inherently lazy.
Yeah, that's the
And
problem.
those people that are taking advantage of social welfare programs, they don't want to work anyway.
Right.
Yep.
All right,
That's a whole
we're
separate
moving
conversation.
into television.
Yes, briefly.
Television.
Game of Thrones, Stranger Things, House of Cards. These are just 13 reasons why Chris and Jones are talking TV. It's television time on Beyond the Routine.
House of Cards. Huh?
Yeah,
that one didn't age well.
I was just thinking about that. Didn't they cancel it? Isn't it over?
No, I don't think they did. I think that they're coming back without Kevin Spacey. Last I heard.
They're coming back without Spacey?
That's going to be weird.
Yep.
He's
Pretty
like
weird.
the whole show.
I don't know. His wife. Have you watched the show?
Yeah. I mean, his wife's a big part of it, but it really is about him and his desire for power. And
It'll
everything.
be interesting to see what happens with it. But
Wow. Okay.
speaking of one of those shows, Stranger Things. This comes from the Collider.com, and it is saying that Season 3 of Stranger Things will introduce a new evil and give poor Will Byers a break. So, basically, Levy, what's his name? Sean Levy, who's the producer and director of the series, came out and said, we're going to give Will a break. We're not going to put Will through hell in the third season in a row. He'll be dealing with stuff, but he won't be at the rock bottom the way we forced the amazing No Schlep to
It was painful, like honestly, to watch some of the stuff he went through
in season two, especially. Like,
Yeah,
he
season
is-
2, it was
that kid is
painful.
such a good actor,
Yeah,
dude.
it was painful to watch. I
haven't
mean, and
watched any of
painful,
these.
not painful, horrible acting, but painful, like oh my god, he is in pain
Yeah.
type of stuff, right? Like,
And
yeah.
there hasn't been any, and Jones was like, "Yeah, that big ass monster." So basically, if you haven't watched the show, I guess you should have tuned out. But
Spoiler alert.
they haven't come out with exactly what the details of these new forces are, but who knows? Maybe they'll go outside of the Upside Down or something like that. I'm not sure, but
I don't know. I mean, I don't think they've written it off though, right? Otherwise, they wouldn't have ended season 2 the way they did. I mean,
yeah.
it is what it is. But yeah, I'm like I said, but 2019.
Oh, for Game of Thrones?
No,
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things as well.
Really?
Yes.
2 of them that are going on?
Yeah.
They're skipping. What is up with 2018? Why are,
when did when did they say?
Nobody wants to release in 2018. Apparently.
When did they say to that? Where did you hear the 2019 thing?
When we looked it up.
We won't get answers until late 2018, early 2019 when the season 3 premieres. I'll be really sad if they don't come out in October. That was
Yeah, I don't think. Like I said, I think the plan was like February 2019 is what I thought I read somewhere.
wow.
Hold on, Steven's got some comments. What?
I keep wondering, because it's a show about a bunch of kids. How do you keep them young?
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I thought when you said 2019. Is like these kids are aging quickly.
Well, yeah, but you just make up for it in your timeline, right? When you come back from the next season, it could be 2 years.
Yeah,
You know,
'Cause
you just say 2 years
season
later.
2 begins very much right after season 1, right?
It's
Does it-
some time. It's like
is
6
it-
months or something
okay.
like that. I think they
I
say.
don't think it ever really tells you.
It doesn't say for sure, but it leads you to believe that it's several months later.
It's
essentially.
definitely during Halloween because they're Ghostbusters for Halloween.
Right, for Halloween.
And I can't remember the first season. Did they do a Halloween in the first season?
No, they did not.
Okay, so all right.
I'm actually looking forward to possibly more development in the kids that have special abilities. Because in the 2 seasons, we saw 2 kids with a number.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
9
Yes.
and 11.
So
9 and
there
11.
has to be more kids with numbers.
At least
At least up to 11.
at
right?
least 9
So
more kids.
1 through 8 and 10.
Well, there's. Well, it shows all those kids. It shows all those kids like in the flashbacks. So there's
The
definitely.
more
more
I think
kids.
about this show, though, the more I'm disturbed now. Like, bad things, like what happened to Will. Horrible things that he went through and experienced. And the mom. 11's mom. Horrible thing that happened to her with the shock treatment to the head. And, oh, my God, bad things. Yeah, I'm disturbed now.
It's the kind of show you should definitely watch.
You
with
are
your kids.
definitely not
Like, more so than I was
enticing
before.
me to watch this show, I tell you what.
It's a good show.
Yeah.
Sure it is. Horrible things happen.
What up,
horrible,
Tyler?
Horrible things.
Tyler Lovell says, what's up, Chris?
Oh, hey Tyler, that's that cousin's stepson.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And Jake Butler likes our page. Thank you, Jake. Appreciate you.
That is my cousin as well.
You got a lot of family
My
watching
cousins
this
run
show.
deep.
You got a
That's
lot
right.
of got a lot of family here.
They
Stoles.
support me, man. In other news, I just found out this information right before I came, but Dave,
Yes.
Phrasing.
the Teletubby died. The purple Teletubby. Tinky Winkey.
I'm so very sorry to hear that.
Do you need a minute?
No.
You sure?
I was always more of a Barney fan than the Teletubbies.
Oh, that stupid ass dinosaur.
I got a story about him.
Yes. So Simon Shelton Barnes, who played the purple Teletubby Tinky Winkey, remember he's the gay one.
Did they come out and
He
say
collapsed.
he was gay?
He collapsed. And
I don't
died
think
of
anybody
hypothermia.
said he was gay. I think the gays just took him under their
No.
wing as their mascot.
They didn't do that. People just said that he was effeminate, and then it became like a meme before there was memes. They're supposed to be little kids, first of all, which is what this guy. It says this in the article. This guy always said when he was asked that, he's like, "The Teletubby's supposed to be 3 years old, so why are you asking me this question?" But he probably said it like, "Why are you asking me this question? Cheerio."
However they say it.
So he
going to that fact though, right? Like, just and the perfect example that I'm gonna pull out of my hat on this one is the forums that we used to run for Protocol 42 back in the day. We used to run a forum bulletin board.
Was it like Penthouse forums?
No, this was just
I
like
never thought it
like
happened to me, and then powder came in the room.
the gaming forums and things. And memes were things back then before they were called memes. They were just funny pictures with words, right? They didn't have a name yet. They were just, and I mean, there's a lot of insensitivity going on that nobody even batted an eye at. Even how long ago was that? 10 years ago, probably that we were doing the P42 LAN parties and that. And I mean,
Longer than that.
probably maybe 10 to 15 years ago. And it was simple things like that. If they were posted now, you would get trolled, rashed. Most negative publicity you could possibly get, but it was just things that you just posted because that looked funny. One specific one was the Lone Ranger riding under the rainbow that said, "Uh-oh, looks like you caught the gay." Right? Like that was one of the ones, and it was just that, and there was many
not
more
good.
that I'm reading through on
You
this
didn't
one.
laugh at that at
But
all.
it's
Dude,
there
the
was
stuff that I see
was
and
so
laugh
many.
at, trust me, I'm not like a... There's a difference between an SJW and a liberal.
Right, but
Let's
you
just be clear.
like I said, it's a different world we're living in now. We weren't saying it to be offensive. We weren't saying anything else. It was just something that you posted to laugh at because of the picture and everything else.
Yep.
So
Yep. Times
Yeah,
days
but he
have
died.
changed.
He died of hypothermia. He collapsed in the middle of the street and died of hypothermia.
Hypothermia.
It was so cold in the UK that this guy just collapsed and died of hypothermia in the middle of London.
Wow.
Yeah.
that is chilly.
Was he not wearing clothes?
If he would have been wearing the fucking Teletubby suit, nothing would happen.
I'm just saying, right?
Which, by the way, I would if I was a Teletubby,
Was he homeless?
I would just be wearing that all the time. No, he's not. He's. I guess he just collapsed. It didn't give any more details than that.
I just okay.
Maybe he was homeless. I
Maybe it
don't
was
know.
the middle of the night.
Did
nobody
you
saw
choose
him,
this
and he
next
collapsed
segment and find stories for it just because you have a glutton for punishment?
Yeah.
You know what's gonna happen when I hit this bumper,
Is
right?
there more than one
do
option?
It, do it.
Let's listen to all of them.
Hold on.
Do
Where
it.
is it?
Do it.
I don't hit this one. A
Oh my
lot.
gosh.
Dear God, maybe we don't have one.
Yeah, you do.
I thought we did. Oh,
Come
there.
on
No,
now.
but it's only one. Here we go.
Fuel for the body, fuel for the mind. Don't know if you can call Twinkies and Ding Dongs fuel, but they get hungry sometimes.
The time has come for cookie!
And from the looks of it, they know the best food out there. Guys ever hear of Weight Watchers or exercise at all? This is Food Corner.
Fuck you, Pete.
Boom.
What I'm saying.
Oh my God.
That's like the worst one out of all the bumpers he did for us. He hit that one knowing.
Oh man.
They're like, oh, those guys play this one. They're never going to do that segment ever.
Coming from adweek.com, Burger King deviously explains net neutrality by making people wait longer for Whoppers. So there was an ad last year. I don't know if you saw.
But this is
ad last
not.
year.
I mean, the ad format is not new to Burger King.
Yes, exactly. There was an ad last year where they did this ad. It was an anti-bullying ad. What you're like? What does that have to do with burgers? That was the whole point. Is they
Yeah.
just want to
They want to
comment
spread the
on
message.
social that bullying's wrong,
And
that kind of stuff.
they always end the ad with a link to a page to go to find out more and what they support it and how they support it and things like that. So it's a good cause, but it's like I said.
Did you see this ad?
Yeah, I saw
It's
it.
pretty funny. People are getting pissed. People are getting mad. So basically, they allowed you to order Whoppers in 3 different levels: a $4.99 tier, a $12.99 tier, and a $25.99 tier. If you order the $25.99 tier, your Whopper's right there. If you order the $4.99 tier, well, needless to say, they throttle your Whopper back a little bit. So people were really pissed off in this ad, and it's all like look at that resting bitch face just right there. Look at that chick. She
She's
wants
not
her
happy.
Whopper, and she wants it now. Yeah, so I thought that was a little interesting. I hadn't heard of the bullying one from last year or the net neutrality one from this year, but Steven?
So talking about net neutrality, in the news, I think it was Montana, was it, that became the first state that has a state legislation on
Yes.
net neutrality.
Yep.
And pretty soon, other states are going to.
Yes.
Okay,
So
let
we
me-
talked about
and I-
last week.
You can't trust the
about-
federal government. to
I
do it,
100%. I 100% support the states doing whatever is best for the state.
How do
But
they control that, though?
What else is going to snowball with this, right? Like,
Well, so what this happens is, remember, state laws sometimes can trump federal laws, right? So if all the states get on, they can actually you can win in a state and then take.
I don't think we can say Trump anymore.
you can take it up to
I think we have to use the word
Supreme
supersede.
Court, and you can supersede the
There you
federal
go.
law.
Thank you. We don't like Trump.
Way to supersede all over the place. David, did you just supersede
I
all over
just
the table?
I just got cut off there. Whatever. Anyway, there's a way to do it. It's good that the states do it, and the more that do it, the better it is.
Yes. So they called it Mbps, by the way, instead of megabits, it was making burgers per second.
Heyo.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Way to go, Burger King. You don't think of Burger King doing stuff like that. That's
No,
actually kinda cool.
I watched
That's
the bullying
fun.
one. You should go home and watch
That's
the bullying
fun.
one because it made me tear up. I cried at I've been known to cry at commercials before, but I was just like, oh,
Chris
so
is a
sweet.
sensitive guy.
I am a sensitive guy.
Although
All right.
he seems thick-skinned.
In other news, Budweiser has officially switched to completely 100% renewable energy for its U.S. brewing. So that happened this week. So they committed to it a long time ago, but they switched all their U.S. brewing, and I think there's like
Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis,
Anheuser-
Missouri.
Yes,
Yeah.
that one.
So we're talking about the one in Denver, all of them. I think there's
ones that-
7
The
in the
one
United
that
States.
isn't going to make 3.2 alcohol beer anymore.
They're talking about it. There's only 2 states that actually still consume it.
Yeah, because Colorado got rid of it, and then the big one was Oklahoma. Like Oklahoma drank like 50% of the 3.2
Yeah.
beer. Apparently, there's a lot of people there that drink.
And like I said, the one state, I think, is Missouri?
I think it's something like that, and I
I
think
can't remember what the other state is. But yeah, that one is talking about has legislation in the pipeline to get rid of it as well.
Did anyone look up the vote that was supposed to happen like last week on this? Did we find out?
No.
No.
What happened?
No, we did not.
it was a vote here in locally.
Yes.
Let's see.
Supposed to be voting on the 3.2
3.2 Utah vote.
Thanks for saying out loud your Google search.
You should see.
In relating news, Utah's new alcohol limit thing now has a federally conducted study that backs its benefit in decreasing drunk driving.
The .05?
Yeah, in decreasing drunk driving related accidents.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Do you back that law? Do you agree with that law? The .05?
I see. I'm indifferent on that one because I don't
You know, nowadays I think
get drunk and drive.
.05 is good. If you're drinking, know you're drinking and use Lyft or Uber.
Just put this underneath
know?
the table.
I think we should all drink responsibly.
Yes.
Anyway.
But the problem is 0.5, depending on your body composition, depending on whatever, 0.5, you can drink responsibly and still be at 0.5 or maybe a little over.
Right,
And are
but-
you really impaired at that point, right? That's the question.
When I drink and
That's
drive, I
the-
always go for the high score, so I'm just going to get plastered.
You're going for the 1.0, huh? The full, the perfect score.
Yeah, the .27.
0.27.
Christopher maybe brings up a valid point, and I want to actually talk about this. Well, if we're talking about the same one, I believe this is the one that I've seen, and they have a location in Draper, actually. Talk about the RPM Brewery. It's up on 12300 South. You go east. Keep on going up just before you hit 13th East.
Okay.
It's on the right south side of 123rd South. There's a brewery plus a little restaurant brew.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking
like
about.
a brew
Yeah,
pub, right?
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool place. Got a bunch of cool cars and stuff in there and race memorabilia and all kinds of cool things.
Okay.
The menu is very, very broad. They have sushi. They have burgers. They have sandwiches. They have a little bit of everything on
They
the
have
menu.
sushi burgers.
I don't think so. But yeah, I mean,
I just made that up.
How about sushi burritos?
I like I said, I would never condone drinking and driving at all. Never condone it. Think it's a bad idea. But I think at the same time, this presents a problem for those that want to unwind, have a glass of wine, glass of beer at work, after work, after
Jones?
work, and then head home. They have to really stop and think, what am I at? Because nobody checks their blood alcohol level after having a beer or two with dinner and going and getting in the car and driving. But it's a very real possibility, as other studies have shown, people having 2 glasses of wine or 2 beers with dinner are at 0.05 or above, not 0.08, but at 0.05 or above, below 0.08. That are completely fine, that do all the tests, and do not come back with any kind of inebriation, so to speak. So, for every test, there's another test that basically disproves the theory, right?
Well, I don't think that they were arguing the fact that the percentage might vary from person to person as far as how much influence it has on the person. But the federal study actually was just to study the effect of having this regulation on the decrease or increase of on its impact on drunk driving related.
So is it having an impact, basically?
And the truth is, it has a positive impact, as in it does decrease drunk driving related accidents, which is the ultimate goal, right? Is we want less people driving drunk or causing accidents.
Is that the goal, or do they want more people to charge with DUI?
That's it's. I got to be honest. It's a hefty fine, right? A hefty fine, and if you're able to collect that a lot more frequently, it's a valid
hefty
concern.
Fine at the beginning for a reason, because they are trying to disincentivize people from doing it by having a hefty fine. That's the whole
To me,
point of
if you're going to set something like this, you just say don't. It's illegal to have any blood alcohol. That's the way it should be done. You shouldn't set it to a level that is. There's no scientific backing because everybody's body composition is different. 0.08 had a lot more scientific backing of why it was there. Regardless of body composition and everything else, if your blood alcohol level is 0.08, you cannot function. You cannot function the way you should with reaction times and everything else the way you should, regardless. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of people that have undergone tests and everything else, and those that have 0.08.
Just because some people can function perfectly well at 0.05 doesn't mean that 0.05 then is...
I feel like if you can't drive at 0.05, you shouldn't be driving at 0.00.
Well, I think the whole the whole point is, yes, they don't want anybody to be driving after drinking.
So just say that, right? That's what I'm saying, is don't just keep lowering the fucking limit. Just say, you can't drink and drive. If we catch you with any alcohol, 0.01, you're going to get a fucking ticket.
Oh, maybe because at a certain level that's too low, you can get that level without ingesting alcohol directly by getting it from...
By osmosis, like when I go out with the guys
but-
and I don't
By
drink,
osmosis?
but it's like I'm drunk.
But like even O'Doul Amber,
Right.
didn't you guys bring that up? That even O'Doul Amber has certain levels of alcohol. It's
What's
just
that? Say
very,
that
very
again.
Small amount of alcohol.
Well, yes, non-alcoholic things, but that study has also been done as well. And to get anything above 0.01 on a 180-pound man, to get them to get him to have anything above 0.01 blood alcohol level, he has to consume 36 O'Douls.
Okay. Or what about
Challenge accepted.
How in God's name do you consume 36 O'Douls? First
what
of
about
all,
desserts that have alcohol that's not burned off? Like some tiramisus have a lot of rum in it, and you can clearly taste the rum when you're eating it. I wonder how
it's
much...
it's no different than drinking alcohol.
Wait,
if
rum in
it's some tiramisus do.
You're so like, this tiramisu is so good. I love it.
And you can't.
There's a reason why you like tiramisu so much, right?
Every weekend,
I didn't know.
he kicks back, has some tiramisu, just to relax. But this brings up an interesting point, Jones. If I buy one of those little pocket breathalyzers, can we have a BAC off?
I think we ought to do it one night. Yeah, I really do. I think it'll be fun.
It is fun.
I haven't blacked out in a while, so why not?
I've been to several parties with those little things, and it immediately. So you bring one to the party, and you're like, "Well, I just want to make sure my friends get all home safe, and they don't drink too much. So I'm going to bring my little breathalyzer thing." But then it immediately turns into, "Let's see who can get the highest blood alcohol level."
Well, I specifically know of 2 bars that I used to frequent that put them in the back. You basically go and, you put your money in, it gives you a little plastic straw. You put it in the hole and you blow in. And, yeah, that's what those turned into as well, is who can get the highest score type of thing, right?
How much is one of those mini breathalyzers?
They can be. It just depends on what kind of ones you get. You can get little keychain ones for I was going to buy my friend one that drinks and drives often, and they look like $30-40. I don't think they're super accurate though. We're not talking about as accurate as
The police ones.
Although the police ones are oftentimes never calibrated, so they're actually not that accurate either. Anyway, all right, moving on from DUI.
Moving on from the DUI discussion. Last thing in television.
Look at all the comments.
Did you guys ever watch Storm Chasers?
No.
The
but I heard about
reality
this.
show about those crazy bastards in that really cool looking car driving in the middle of tornadoes and shit.
I watched the movie Twister.
It's
pretty much that.
Right?
Pretty much.
Except there's no Helen Hunt in a
There's
tank
no
top
cow.
and no cow going by.
But
One of my favorite
I like
lines.
that movie.
One of my favorite lines about Twister was that movie was from a comedian that says that movie pissed me off so bad. That Twister could get a 16-penny nail out of a 2x4, but it couldn't get a tank top off Helen Hunt. It was like one of the best lines from a comedian I heard
That was
in a long
back when
time.
Helen Hunt was super
Oh,
hot. too.
she did something for me.
My favorite scene from that is when they run in that one barn and it has all the
Yeah.
sharp instruments, and the guy looked around. What's wrong with these people?
Yeah,
It's like, "Wah!" They're like, out of here. That was great.
we
I'm
do
sorry.
not want to be in here when this thing
That
comes
was
through.
great.
Yeah, so anyways, sadly the a suspected overdose for 38-year-old longtime cast member of the Discovery Channel docu-series Storm Chasers, Joel Taylor, has passed away, like I said, from a suspected drug overdose. So
I
I
guess
watched...
they found drugs
Yeah, they were there. So it's not why they're saying suspected, I don't know. But there was drugs on his person. Everything was there. And they were plentiful aboard the party boat that he was on. So
Yeah, he died on a Royal Caribbean cruise. And apparently it was a real problem. Other people, I read the probably a different article than you. I read the TMZ article, and it said that people were tweeting before the cruise that all these people got busted for drugs at the dock.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so apparently maybe it was
They
a
had
group of
plans to make it
people.
a good
Yeah, I
boat.
guess so.
Awesome. Yeah, so no, like I said, I've watched the show, and anytime a TV personality that you're familiar with, it's just sad. You stop and go, wow,
Aw.
not seeing him anymore. We're not going to see him anymore on
Except
TV,
when that one
everything
guy
else.
from Sons of Guns dies.
Yeah, he's a dirty old man. All right, what do we got next? It's the grab bag, I guess, right?
Yep.
And 3, 2, God, I really need to reorganize.
We had no idea we would talk about this today, but thanks to their lack of focus and possible learning disabilities, it's time for the Beyond the Routine grab bag.
I guess that's fair.
Let's talk about your camel toe, Jones.
Did you know
Oh boy.
that there's a beauty pageant for camels?
Oh did
Did you know? Did
actually
I
got
get
one
one?
of 'em.
Woo!
Look
Sorry.
at that.
Sorry for the red, folks. I didn't mean to blow out your eardrums.
Camel beauty pageant.
So in Saudi Arabia, there's a beauty pageant for camels,
You gotta wonder about them.
and I got to be honest, some of these.
That's what makes you wonder about the people of Saudi Arabia, not the systematic oppression of women, or okay,
Pretty
just
much.
Making sure that's your line.
Well, that's why the camels have to do it. The women can't be in beauty pageants, so they have to make camels do
You
it.
think they make the female camels wearing just the eye slits?
When the camel is considered a beauty, a beauty pageant for a camel, you got issues. I'm just
They don't
saying.
have female beauty pageants because it's all in the eyes.
It's just the eyes. That's all you can see.
But this lets you know that in every pageant there are people trying to work the system. Some pageant contestants hit a hump, pun intended, in the road this week. That is, a camel beauty contest in Saudi Arabia disqualified a dozen camels for receiving Botox injections to make them more attractive.
That's right.
Oh my! So I thought I saw that article when you had put it in there, and I assumed like the Botox gave them some kind of advantage, but it was literally to make them prettier.
To plump up their lips.
Yeah, Saudi media reported that a veterinarian was caught performing plastic surgery on the camels a few days before the pageant. In addition to the injections, the clinics was surgically reducing the size of the camels' ears to make them appear more delicate. They used Botox for the lips, nose, and upper lips, and lower. Why are we mentioning both lips and then upper lips and lower lips?
Whoa!
Oh.
Is that a part of the camp? All right, moving on to the labia part of the show.
Apparently, Botox there is a thing too, folks, for camels. Very, very. Whew.
Can we call this episode the labia part of the show?
Oh yeah.
The labia part of the show.
Oh my goodness.
But here's the reason why they're doing it. There's real money at stake here. About $57 million is awarded to the winners of the contest.
Holy crap!
Yeah, so, serious stuff. And I got to be honest, I'm looking at some of these camels and those eyelashes. Yeah, the eyelashes.
do it, aren't
and
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Whew. It's getting hot in here.
boy.
Is it
boy.
just these camels?
Put those pictures away, buddy.
Right, hot in here, but just the camels, or just the camels.
Or just the camels.
Oh my gosh.
All right, and I'm proud to say that we have quick hits, right?
Dave, do we have quick hits this week?
I got a few. You took one away from me.
Oh, I we win though when we do that.
That's true.
All right, let's get into this. 3, 2, 1.
He hangs around on every show for the chance to give you the quickest view of the world. It's Dave with Quick Hits.
And Mark, get set, go.
All right. The actor who played Barney the dinosaur is now a tantric sex healer. A smartphone battery explodes after a man in China inexplicitly bites into it.
You bit into what now?
He bit into the battery of his iPhone.
Okay, good.
To verify it was a valid battery, and it exploded in his mouth.
Okay.
There's a video. Heartbroken locals hold candlelight vigil for a Taco Bell that burned down.
I saw that on Reddit.
So sad. Sushi fanatic rethinks raw fish after pulling a 5-foot tapeworm from his body.
Oh.
A doctor suspects it came from improperly prepared raw salmon. For those who love sushi.
I'm still gonna eat it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Beef can kill you too.
Do you want to know how he found out that it was a tapeworm and how he got it out of himself?
Here,
Did he pull it out of his butt?
Not to interrupt, but here's how I found out.
Uh-huh.
There's a joke on this.
Oh boy.
So if you suspect you have a tapeworm,
Uh-huh.
you just take food, certain things, and just keep shoving it in your rectum over and over, different things, right? So it's like candy bar, candy bar, candy bar, and then like carrot. And then the tapeworm comes out and goes, "Where's the f***ing Snickers bar?" And then you grab it and pull it out. That's no.
Candy bar.
The tapeworm was 5 feet long. Just so we're clear here, that he pulled out of himself and then went to the hospital with the tapeworm in a bag and asked to be treated for worms.
Is this bad? Is this?
And last, but not least, an Alabama man was accused of repeatedly sexually molesting a horse after its owner believes she found evidence of his crimes left behind in a barn stall.
Oh. All right,
we've had our first request of the night. We need to talk about more serious issues. Apparently,
Oh yeah,
like defending the VA and giving vets insurance. I agree. All veterans should have insurance.
Maybe we will, and
100%.
maybe we won't.
Right, maybe. But yeah. Anyways,
let's talk about that battery thing. So I have like this irrational fear. So I smoke e-cigarette, right? And so I have this irrational fear. Like every time I hit the e-cigarette, I think about it exploding in my hand. I'm just like blowing my jaw off.
Apparently, as long as you don't bite into it, you're probably safe.
Don't bite the battery. Don't do that. That's bad news.
Okay.
All right, well, that's going to bring us to the end, I think, right? The end of the show. We got to pick a winner, Stoles. What? First of all, Dave,
Yeah?
what do we have for them, Dave?
I don't know. What do we have for them?
James, describe these for us.
Oh, I have to describe. We have a Spider-Man and a Spider-Man. No, a Vulture.
From Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yes.
Spider-Man and a Vulture.
Mystery
Funko
Minis.
Mystery
Funko
Minis.
Bobblehead.
Yes.
Yep.
It's a bobblehead.
They do bobble.
They bobble because they're Marvel and you can't have action figures from somebody else.
That's
Correct.
right. So there you are.
That's the prize,
These are the
folks.
prizes today
That's
for
the
the
prize.
I'm gonna-
the best comment
Although
on the stream today.
Jessica tried very hard, and props to her, we want you to keep coming back. I'm going to say Brandon won.
You like Brandon's about the Netflix marathon?
Yeah, finally
Brandon's Netflix marathon.
a marathon that isn't
I do.
Netflix.
I do. I agree.
It would have been a perfect comment if he said, "Finally, these guys talk about a Netflix or a marathon that was not Netflix." That would have really struck it home. But
close second, Jessica, though. So come back next week. Keep trying. Doing awesome. Thank you for the comments.
telling you to stop snowblowing people.
That was a good one. We
That was
really
a
like
very
that
good
one.
That was a very close second. It was actually my vote. Just
But
so we're clear.
Brandon, we will get with you after the show here and make sure we get you these lovely parting gifts.
He did. He said, "Me, I win." Yes.
Awesome. Thanks everybody for listening. Be sure to tune in next week for more goodness and more giveaway.
Thanks for listening to Beyond the Routine, brought to you by our friends at Bastion Technologies and Protocol 42.
Love you guys.
Thanks, everybody. All right. I'm going to stop the Facebook stream. Bye, Facebook.
See you, Facebook.
Bye-bye, Facebook. Love you guys. Take care.